Director of Public Affairs at the West African Examination Council, where John Kapi joins us on the phone line with some answers. It's grateful to you for joining. Now, it's been almost a month since the WAEC results were announced. You've heard the parents. They believe you've held on to the results longer than expected. Is that the case?
Yeah, good evening and thanks for having me. Obviously, we cannot say that we have unduly held on to the results. The situation is that once the examiners have complained to us about this situation, we do not take it wholesale. We have to also do our investigations. We have to convince ourselves that indeed something happened. And then we've got to meet with the candidates also and hear their side of the story. And so that is what we are doing at this particular moment.
But when we knew that the students were waiting on these results to be admitted or to continue with the admission, what were the steps laid down to fast-track the process so that they could take advantage of the admissions that they've gotten so far?
Well, what we've tried to do has been to ensure that even before the office officially resumed work, we invited officers to come back and then start the scrutiny process. We have also tried to increase the number of officers at all of these at the scrutiny venue in order that we can fast-track the scrutiny process and then have the candidates also answer questions that we have for them. And once we are done with that, then the final decision will be taken.
Now, the parents are also accusing WAEC of intimidating their wards who were asked to write report. Can you confirm or deny that?
There's no such thing happening, because once we present to you the situation that we have, that is, if, for example, we find out that something has gone wrong, we ask you to tell us what happened. Now, when you make a verbal statement, that is not an end in itself. We've got to be able to have some evidence to hold on to. And so all that you are asked to do is to put on paper whatever you have told us verbally. That is all. Nobody will dictate to you a statement to write. Nobody will coerce anyone to write a statement. It is something that they are allowed to do based on what they have told the committee or the members who are there to do the engagement with the candidates.
Okay. When from today should they expect the release of their results?
Well, that's quite a difficult question to answer right now, because the cooperation of the candidates and their guardians or parents will be what will enable us fast-track the process, because this is the last, leg of the entire process. And once we're done with this, you can be sure that we would be in a position to issue a final decision on what has happened.
Grateful to you for your time. We'll have to leave it here. This is Joy News Prime. We'll take a break here. We'll be back with more stories. Do stay with us. Welcome back from the break. Now, to mitigate the environmental impact of carbon dioxide emissions, the Research for Development, Innovation and Agriculture and Learning has developed and launched a new grain and rice thresher in the Ejura-Seche-Dumase municipality of the Ashanti region. REDIAL is a research organization focused on advancing climate-relevant development through agricultural and food systems innovation in developing countries, with Ejura-Seche-Dumase previously relying heavily on single-crop threshers powered by fossil fuels. REDIAL's introduction of a multi-crop clean energy-powered threshing technology is expected to shift the current trend to promote more sustainable farming practices in the region. Co-funded by the European Union, the project will operate on 36,000 kilowatts of solar power, utilizing a cleaner energy source. It is part of two multi-crop diesel power threshers that were originally provided to Ejura-Seche-Dumase but have since been modified to run on clean energy. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin has more in this report.
So what happens is the panel brings the power, the DC power, to these inverters. These inverters, what happens is convert the DC power into AC power and also supply these batteries for storage purposes. So in case there are cloudy conditions or during the night, the battery takes over. Then also feeds the rest to the output, which is the thresher machine that is going to operate, that is going to be operated.
The solar-powered thresher has replaced the diesel-run model, utilizing clean energy to thresh crops while promoting sustainable, climate-friendly, renewable energy use and reducing operational cost. It aims to facilitate the transition from fossil fuels to cleaner energy sources for threshing and alleviate the labor-intensive task associated with diesel-powered threshers. This innovation will help farmers more efficiently prepare their produce for market. Aramani Tewia from E-Powers Construction explains how the solar energy is captured and stored for use.
This system has been built intelligently in order to cut when there is an over voltage, under voltage, and also other faults that the system is able to detect whenever there is a challenge. These batteries you see here are highly intelligent battery that has a Wi-Fi connected port to the inverter, which makes it possible for them to communicate. In case there is battery or one of the batteries is falling, one of the battery is able to give some of its power to other battery so that they can all work equally. Like you can see, these batteries are connected, they are parallelly connected here. That makes it very unique and also makes it very good in terms of working hand in hand with the inverters.
The system will last between 20 and 30 years of usage.
This system is built to last for about 6 hours every day. That can be able to help these farmers in order to thresh their maize, their millet, their sorghum, and other cereals they currently farm over here. These batteries is also, as I stated, helping them in order to actually save them power so that during the night and cloudy condition, they can be able to use it. This system will last for the next 20 to 30 years. For them to use.
The solar-powered thresher will be managed by the Post-Redial Management Committee to ensure that beneficiaries of the project continue to benefit from the gains of the project. The Redial Monitoring and Evaluation Officer, Faustina Kovo, says the introduction of the solar system is part of the collective efforts of sustainable agriculture and climate action.
The REDA project introducing the thresher is aimed at contributing to lower emissions. As we are all aware, emissions is on the rise, and one of the key contributors is fossil fuel. And so our existing thresher, although it's delivering the results we want it to deliver, uses fossil fuel, which is a contributor to climate emissions. And so the introduction of the solar is to harness the benefits of green energy, which would ensure that the production and the threshing services are done without emissions.
Faustina also states that the Redial project has been instrumental in introducing innovative solutions for smallholder farmers.
We've also trained farmers across our project zones on climate-smart agriculture, including organic compost, organic fertilizer production, how to adopt sustainable land management practices, reduce land clearing, restore their lands, and also adopt methods like mulching that will ensure that emission and then soil nutrients are harnessed and emission is reduced.
Ejuraseche Dumasi Municipal Crop Officer Anthony Koye says the thresher came at the right time.
So we need to emphasize the fact that there is presently a climate change which brings adverse effects on the crop production. And so with the advent of this solar-powered thresher, it is going to play down the adverse effects of the climate change on food production in the district. And so the appeal is that if it could be replicated in other districts or regions, it will go a long way in fighting the climate change that we are all seeking to bring down to help the agricultural production.
Farmers in Ejura are encouraged to make the most of the technology, not only improving their income levels, but also adapting climate-smart and eco-friendly farming practices. Douglas Insia is one of the farmers.
Fidia etutu ebura ondiaba. Ankaneno. Na yesu tractor no afei na akɔpɛ diesel afei na ewusi ebeba fa oso a etimi ma oyare ba foforo ya on dia ba etimi use solar ede tutu eburo no kama no ye no ebeboa ama sese no how kese a na enya free eburo tutu no mu yare a ebenya free mu emra ewusi e so tractor afei na akɔpɛ tractor ni nyina no ese
Under the management of the Post-Redial Management Committee, the solar power thresher will be properly maintained to ensure it continues to benefit farmers in the area for years to come. Madam Aisha Salifu is the head of the committee.
Hold them in trust for the exclusive benefit of smallholders, farmers in the municipality. I recognize and respect the oversight rules of the Idura Municipal Assembly over the PRMC, ensuring accountability, transparency, and effective management of this asset. I assume full responsibility to ensure these assets and manage, maintain, and utilize to improve the livelihood of local farmers.
The solar power thresher represents a major step forward in the fight against climate change to promote cleaner energy and sustainable farming practices that will benefit farmers and the environment for generations to come. A report by Mohammed Nuruddin.
Climate Focus is brought to you by Joy News in partnership with Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging gaps for positive youth development, and the Climate Development Knowledge Network.
All right, time for us to do showbiz, and you know what? The woman with all the energy, Becky Betts, is here with the gist. Hi.
Not too sure. I have, well, I do have energy.
You do.
I was going to say that I don't have that.
You do.
I'm a little bit down with cold, but I still look cute. Good evening, everybody. This evening, let's begin with gospel musician Diana Hamilton, because she has been conferred with the title of Nkoswohima by the chiefs of and people of Dodo Tamale in the Oti region in recognition of her selfless contribution to education in the area. In 2021, Diana organized a fundraising dinner at the Movenpick to support the construction of a 5-classroom block in Dodo Tamale. The project, which was completed in December 2024, has provided a modern learning environment for the children of Dodo Tamale. In addition to the classroom block, the Nana Hema Ajua Amponsa I has also provided furniture, including chairs and tables for all the classrooms, as well as an office unit. So the chiefs and the people of Dodo Tamale express their heartfelt appreciation for Dinah's efforts during a colorful commissioning ceremony.
Church of Pentecost International, so Diana Hamilton Foundation, and any Adum Group Foundation, and Nayacha at the Fefe a piano when Yamiecha, Yamiopa, Yamehon Fonfodi, Sesqui, Encoso, na Empeja, a Titsu, any Emofraba ye, and Penny for Upway, when Yamiecha, Oba, anyone Fonfodi. Amen.
Thank you. Yeah. Jamama project officer. Handing over.
Nkoswohima Nana Ajua Amponsa I.
Congratulations to Diana Hamilton. What do you make of this?
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, I love people who do this,
giving back
get resources and help communities solve their problems. It's something I do love. So congrats to her for that. We hope that you get more support to keep doing this.
We can't wait to go to the theaters in April, just so that we can see Michael B. Jordan in action. You keep messing around or you keep dancing with the devil, it follows you back home. That's something that you should take from there. Brace is asking me what the meaning of that is, but we'll have to wait till the 18th of April to find out. But that will be all for this evening's edition of Joy News Prime. We're so grateful that you could join us. Please log on to myjoyonline.com and also brush your teeth with Pepsodent, because with Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Pious
Baka is up next with Prime Business. You stay tuned.
Hello, good evening and welcome to Prime Business with me, Pious Baka. This evening, government's borrowing from the local market is expected to reduce significantly in the coming days following the $2.8 billion saved in an MOU with Ghana's Official Creditor Committee. Government announced that the agreement reached with the Official Creditor Committee brings debt relief to the country. Reacting to the development, economist Professor Lord Mensah said the agreement will help reduce the budget deficit.
That is, how it's supposed to be, because it comes to filling, more or less the government needs of funds. And by so doing, it will reduce, government borrowing from the local market. And businesses will have, access to funds, going forward. Let me, emphasize on that. So it's a good signal, let me put it that way.
All right.
And also, government is going to have a briefing space, to divert funds into productive sectors of the economy. So, it can create jobs here and there. These are expected savings. They are not realized savings. It's not money sitting down to say that Ghana has that 8-point-something, billion. But then if we play our cards very well, these are funds that were supposed to, service debt. So going forward, if we make that money, of course, there are several areas that we may have to look at when it comes to government expenditure to make sure that Ghanaians get satisfied as promised by the NDC administration.
Financial market players are optimistic of a rebound of activities in the market. They say the ongoing IMF program, coupled with the outcome of the recent elections, have inspired some confidence among investors, especially on the money market. President of ACI Ghana Financial Market Association, Lawrence Oshilaja Boapong, disclosed that investor confidence is gradually picking up. Here's more.
The money awarded 9 financial markets traders and 4 institutions for the outstanding performance in 2024. FinCap Securities was named the best fixed income broker, while GCB Bank took away the award in the bank category. Bertrand Bosong was adjudged the fixed income trader of the year, whereas Nicolas Teria and Samuel Forsing were named the 2024 best forex traders. In an interview with Joy Business, the president of the association, Lawrence Oshilaja Boapong, was optimistic about market performance considering the turbulent times experienced in the past. He revealed that the market is experiencing strong signs of recovery.
I think we're hopeful. The market's hopeful to see how things go. I think if you look at the recent results of treasury auctions, it tells you that indeed confidence has bounced back. We see excessive oversubscription like we've not seen in times past. So it tells you a lot, and a lot of investors are looking forward to favorable policies that would shape the sort of investment decision that they take. And so I think it's early days yet, but I think the future looks bright and members are optimistic.
Among other goals, the association seeks to encourage innovation and high ethical standards among its members. Here are some activities ACI Ghana aims to embark on in the coming months.
It is important for our market participants to be well educated and have the requisite skills. I think a lot of things have happened on the market that requires innovation, and if we continue to trade the plain vanilla products that we all know, then I don't think we'd advance. So we need a lot of innovation, and so we would want to strengthen that aspect of what we want to do this year. Also, we as an association, we stand for promoting sound ethical practices. I think that was one of the highlights of our conference last year, and we hope to do a lot more of that this year.
On her part, the principal of the National Banking College and keynote speaker for the occasion emphasized the role of the Banking College in building capacities of financial market professionals.
The National Banking College reflected on its past achievements and is determined more than ever before to lead the way in providing sound and cutting-edge education to build capacity and enhance the professional skills of all its training participants. The college has consistently honed the technical and managerial skills of industry professionals.
Some members of the association were recognized for their outstanding service. The ceremony also marked the swearing-in of a new administration, with nearly all members of the executive committee being reappointed for another term.
Tema collection under the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority exceeded its target for 2024 by 8.64%. This achievement comes on the back of the 2023 performance where Tema again beat its target of over 22 billion cedis. Immediate Power Sector Commander for Tema Assistant Commissioner Christiana Udi Ejeyi disclosed this at her pulling out ceremony. Kwame Yanka has the rest of the story.
Immediate Past Sector Commander for Tema Collection, Assistant Commissioner Christiana Udi Ejeyi, joined the then Customs, Excise and Preventive Service in 1992 with the rank Revenue Assistant Grade 3. She rose through the ranks, playing various roles, and headed Accra Collection, Jamestown, as Sector Commander in 2022, helping beat their target with 83.23%. Taking over reins as Sector Commander for Tema Collection, Assistant Commissioner Christiana Udi Ejeyi was the first female to assume this role on January 6, 2023 as the 26th commander. That year, Tema had a target of 22,351,200,000 Ghana cedis. But by the end of the year, she and her team had done 24,330,080 Ghana cedis, which represents 8.85% increase. Assistant Commissioner Christiana Udi Ejeyi touches on the 2024 performance.
In 2024, the collection again exceeded a target of 33,925,850,000 by 8.64% to collect 36,857,370,000 cedis. As I pass on the baton to my successor, Assistant Commissioner Theresa Potaki, I would like to take a moment to reflect on the journey we have shared. We have faced challenges, overcome obstacles, and achieved greatness together. I am so proud of what we have accomplished.
Commissioner of Customs Division, Brigadier General Zibrim Bawa Yorogo, praised Assistant Commissioner Christiana Udi Ejeyi for her dedicated service to the country. He charged her successor, Assistant Commissioner Theresa Potaki, and her team to do more this year.
Under her leadership, the Tema collection exceeded its revenue target by 8.85% in 2023 and 8.64% in 2024. Anytime the Tema division or Tema collection, don't put it that way appropriately, does not make the target, it means that the whole custom division cannot make it. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Tema is the revenue heartbeat of the custom division. This year, 2025, presents another opportunity to mobilize more revenue. I urge you all to work together as a team to exceed and double the target for the year 2025.
Meanwhile, Assistant Commissioner Theresa Potaki takes over as new sector commander for Tema, has assured to discharge her duty with diligence.
Tema collects over 80.5% of customs revenue.
So when Tema has a cold, then the whole of customs is in trouble. As the new sector commander, my main goal is to exceed our targets, attend to officers' welfare, make sure that all issues with our stakeholders are resolved. You know, we have the clearing agents, we have the importers, we have the lots of people, the transporters, the transiters, and they come with myriad of problems.
As she leaves the scene, Assistant Commissioner Christiana Udi-Ajay has indicated her readiness to support her successor, Assistant Commissioner Theresa Potaki, to succeed in her new role. Kwame Yankesh reports for Joy Business.
I want to stay a while longer on revenue matters because despite revenue mobilization being one of its core mandates, Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority will not be tempted to compromise the country's security over revenue targets. Commissioner of Customs Brigadier General Zibrim Bawa Ayorogo says his outfit will remain vigilant in determining which goods are allowed into the country. According to him, these steps are necessary to ensure public safety and security. Brigadier General Ayorogo disclosed this at this year's International Customs Day celebration at Tema. More in this report.
International Customs Day celebrates the vital role of customs in trade facilitation, ensuring security and promoting prosperity, which tie in with this year's theme, efficiency, security and prosperity. Statements from the World Customs Organization reminded member countries on the need to adopt modern ways and tools that ensure efficiency. In the area of security, customs is expected to prevent movement of illicit goods, combating money laundering, and enhancing crisis preparedness. In the discharge of duty, customs is entreated to be fair in revenue collection, foster innovation and entrepreneurship to support sustainable economic development and other roles for the prosperity of all. Commissioner of Customs, Brigadier General Zibrim Bawa Ayorogo says Ghana will continue to find balance between efficiency and security.
And the key issue of our custom business is security and speed of operation. So more often than not, importers or exporters do not expect delays. When you do it as fast as possible, then all the stakeholders are happy. More often than not, you have people indicating that there are a lot of delays. The delays in some cases are legitimate, in some cases they are not. Because normally the first issue has to do with the issue of security before we come to revenue. Because of public safety issues, we do not normally want items to come into our country just because of revenue. So issues like monitoring, inspection, these are key issues. And now we use a lot of digital tools or devices to detect whether what is coming into our country are actually what we're supposed to have.
National Secretary of the Customs Staff Association, Gift Emmanuel Kofi Chama, touching on welfare, says there are plans to establish a customs hospital to augment some clinics built at their collection points.
This hospital, when realized, will ensure that our customs personnel, as well as the general public, have access to quality healthcare, contributing more importantly to the overall well-being and productivity of our officers. In this regard, Mr. Chairman, please permit me to use this opportunity to call on the incoming board and management of the GRA to reconsider and introduce the stalled health insurance scheme for our retired staff. Our retired staff who have sacrificed and labored for the authority and the country. This is because the current 1,500 cedis annual reimbursement for medical bills for our gallant retirees, in our respectful view, is woefully inadequate to cover medical bills in our country today.
Executive Secretary of Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Samson Asaki Awengobit, urged members of the business community to be tax compliant.
As key stakeholders, we will continue to advocate, to advise our people, to be tax compliant, to be customers that are compliant, so that when your cargo gets to the port and it goes through the recruitment of custom exercise, they will tell you, yes, go. And we will not be having complaints to be made if we as stakeholders are compliant and very efficient and very respectful and abide by the laws. we will continue to do that, and custom will also give us the gateway to pass with our cargo without any hesitation.
Hardworking personnel of customs across the country were recognized. There were solidarity messages from Ghana Armed Forces, Energy Commission, among others.
The Africa Sustainable Commodities Initiative, ASCI, has honored with the prestigious Schwab Foundation Award for 2025, recognizing its impactful work in driving systematic change. The award presented at the World Economic Forum Davos celebrates 18 social entrepreneurs and innovators from 15 organizations across 13 countries for initiatives ranging from nature conservation to improving livelihoods and transforming healthcare and education. Professor Africa and Global Director Abraham Bafo accepted the Collective Social Innovators Award on behalf of ASCI.
Great pleasure to invite our first awardee up to the stage, Abraham Bafo, awardee in the Collective Social Innovator category and technical lead at Africa Sustainable Commodities Initiative, Ghana. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Agriculture is a major economic driver in Africa, providing jobs and livelihoods to millions of people. But it is also a cause of deforestation and loss of biodiversity. And to help navigate through the complexities of balancing agricultural development to feed the growing population whilst protecting forest and biodiversity, the African Sustainable Commodities Initiative was established, bringing together 10 countries from West and Central Africa committed to the principles of responsible production in a way that protects natural resources and advances human rights and livelihoods. These 10 countries, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, DRC, ROC, and Gabon, together represent 75% of Africa's tropical forests and 25% globally. And Africa is also a continent where climate stability is critical for the millions of people who live there, some of them the most vulnerable people in the world, but also for each and every one of us in this room. The initiative over the past 10 years has driven changes in policies, established national processes, built capacity, creating the enabling environment for long-term sustainable growth and development through an African-owned and led processes, inclusive of government, the private sector, civil society organizations, and local communities. This award is a great honor and something that I share with all the members of the initiative. It is also a springboard to which what I hope will be a further global engagement and investment in the initiative, where there is so much opportunities ahead.
Deputy UK High Commissioner to Ghana has stressed the need for entrepreneurs to be more innovative in their operations. This, he said, is key to attracting more investors. He was speaking at a Commonwealth Scholarships alumni event.
SC awards over 800 scholarships and fellowships for postgraduate study and professional development each year. Over 31,000 Commonwealth scholars and fellows have been funded by the UK government through the CSE since 1959.
Amazing work in the development priorities of Ghana. Some of the notable alumni include, with us tonight, Dr. Patrick Kwaku-Ofori, CEO of Ghana Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, Rita Kusi Kierema, the Executive Director, Ghana Federation of Disability Organisations, and many others who are currently here this evening, also showcasing the amazing impact of their work in Ghana. This brings us to this evening's event. In the world today, the technological landscape is fast-paced. There is a need for entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs to understand and leverage the right tools and resources which will enable business growth. This, in addition to meeting the needs of the society. We hope that many of you this evening can make, with other entrepreneurs and the wider stakeholders, to advance your entrepreneurial ideas.
Some beneficiaries of the scholarship shared their experience on the importance of the scholarship.
Giving us people like us the opportunity to be able to get further and advanced learning. Had it not been for the Commonwealth scholarships, we wouldn't be able to get the studies that we have now. We are expected to live a life of impact, to go steady, return to the country and support growth and development. And so for that sake, it's quite important for the Commonwealth scholarships to continue.
It's important because the scholarships are important because, one, they help the student or the scholar, we call them, the scholar, to move away from his country to the UK, attend a UK university for 3 or 4 years or for 1 year of attainments, at least to discuss issues with their colleagues. It's a new environment. Once you have left your family, 4 years, it gives you the time to devote to your studies and to come out with flying colors.
You're still watching Prime Business. It is a story of resilience and hard work of some Ghanaians in the Ashanti region whose educational pursuits were cut short due to various reasons. But today, they are making a decent livelihood from picking scrap metals to sell for recycling. Joy News' Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin has been monitoring the activities of these Ghanaians and reports it is lucrative despite the dangers involved.
My small business requires a relatively modest investment of 15,000 to 20,000 cedis if I could acquire a small Kia vehicle. It will also greatly support my business operations.
Meet 37-year-old Ateni Akudugu, who started her journey to success by walking long distances, collecting scraps, and carrying them for miles to be sold.
I collect used vehicle tire materials, purchase them and transport them to a remote area. Under the cover of night, I burn the tires to extract the valuable copper wiring within. The next morning, I retrieve the copper wire.
It was a hard beginning, but Ateni was determined to turn her dream into reality.
I've come a long way from sleeping on the streets. Now my mother beams with pride whenever she sees me. She even jokes that if I were a man, I would have achieved even more. But I want to assure women everywhere that they too can accomplish great things, just like I have.
Ateni is named as Ya Asantua by her circles because of her hard work and resilience.
In fact, I've become so renowned in magazines that people refer to me as Ya Asantua, a testament to my strength and resilience.
Today, her hard work has built the family a 3-bedroom house.
Initially, we faced immense hardship, sleeping in a basic wooden structure. Renting a room was out of our reach due to financial constraints. But through determination and joint effort, my husband and I were able to build our own 3-bedroom house, and we are grateful to God for this blessing.
Her husband, Alali Akudugu, is appreciative of the wife's efforts in keeping home alive.
I've always prayed fervently for her well-being. In fact, I've often said that if fate were to take one of our lives, please let it take mine instead, so that she can continue to care for our children. Losing her would be devastating. I don't know how I would manage to raise our kids on my own. I've diversified my work to include trading dirty oil, as there are times when scrap metal is scarce. To make ends meet, I buy and resell the dirty oil, partnering with someone to make it a viable venture.
Atene is not alone in this journey. Many young people who struggle in the educational system are making a living from the scrap business. Among them is Abbas Yusuf, who turned to gathering and selling of scraps after a challenging academic journey.
50 cedi, 40 cedi, 30 cedi.
We have a varied payroll, with some workers earning 50 or 40 cedis per day, while others receive 100, 150 or even 200 cedis on a daily basis. Our labor cost can total up to 7,000 cedis.
200 cedi a day. But I say no cry, I say workers in a dim fast one in the BBA, and I'm saying it means 7,000 Ghana cedi. Then can is 70 million.
Among the team is 19-year-old Zainuddin Bello, a high school graduate who once aspired to become a doctor. Now he's making a living through the collection of scraps.
Initially, my dream was to become a doctor, but unfortunately that didn't work out, so I decided to explore this line of work instead. Thankfully, it's been a good fit for me. We have a sizable team of about 70 workers here, and everyone's needs are well taken care of.
Also making an impact is Isa Ishaq, who could not afford to continue his education after junior high school. Now he stands as a crucial player in this business.
They encourage me, mommy, yeah, more when he say, me real JHS no. That one say, "What JHS? Nina, a bar, magazine, a pond, a bed."
What motivated me to pursue this work was the lack of financial support at home, so I took matters into my own hands and relied on this job to make a living. It's been a game changer for me, enabling me to establish myself financially and even travel abroad.
A bar mazino, one demo, one more, so no. There wasn't come to school, but next case, Semuntino, and Timon school, and I'm the year, Jumano, Yanko child here, so my year, Jumana, Yeska, beer shop, Wufie, a Jumonuma, and Yeska, they are 2 quiet, I could do a buruchi. I'm a BBR to ye, I'm a crata by an Amazon Bufia, me 2 years, the Empessem, the Damakuma and Pessam, be an aquarium to say.
The scrap business is providing jobs, opportunity, and hope for many young people in the Ashanti region. Through hard work and determination, these young people are building futures for themselves, proving that success is not always defined by a classroom, but by the willingness to work and persevere. A report by Mohammed Nuruddin.
And that's our report company here on Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. We have more stories for you when you log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Prime Sports is next.
Hi there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbah. Tonight there is a new Black Stars technical team, and it follows a thorough review of the performance of the team during the last year's qualifiers for the African Cup of Nations. Now, the Ghana Football Association has since revamped the technical team of the Black Stars with some very significant additions to the team now, and you can see over there here. Coach Otoado retains his post. However, there is a new technical advisor, and you see the German there, Winfred Anton Schaffer, who is now the technical advisor of the Black Stars, and the former under-20 men's coach. Desmond Affair comes in as assistant coach. He'll be working alongside John Pinto. And then you have a team psychologist also added to the side is German Chris Pakai, and a chief video analyst has also been added to the Black Star squad, and is Gregory D. Groy. This is intended to help the team prepare adequately, especially for the World Cup qualifiers in March. The team appears very poised to make sure they gain qualification to the tournament scheduled to take place in 2026 in America, Mexico, and Canada. Well, in studio with us is president of Young Apostles Ghana Premier League side and also former member of the Ghana Football Association Executive Committee, Samuel Enimado, to take us through what this appointment will mean as far as the Black Stars' performance is concerned, and even the decision to maintain Otoado, whether it is the best call of action. Well, Samuel Enimado, thank you very much for joining us tonight on Prime Sports. First of all, though, are you surprised that Otoado has retained his job?
If we have to talk about performance, then I'm surprised, because it's about performance, it's about what we want, and the fact that we are going down, then it's a surprise. But I'm not there. I don't know why, but I'm a little bit confused. But because you see, if we're talking about the Black Stars, it's not our personal clubs. The Black Stars is the biggest product consumed by Ghanaians. It is the only product that brings Ghanaians together more than any other thing. So if we try to play some games with it, this is the emotions and feelings of Ghanaians. This Black Stars can increase productivity for the entire nation, just because Black Stars are performing well. So if we fail to just qualify out of Sudan, Niger coming to Ghana to beat us, Angola, everybody will ask you why. And somebody will say that the new technical people, they will not be on the bench. And let me tell you, sometimes we need seconds to take decisions. They can do everything, but the one who will be on the bench will be the same person. So, and even the fact that the appointment was announced before the minister took office, somebody will say it's not a minister. No, the government will invest in the Black Stars, and the Black Stars is for Ghanaians. We need to understand that. And I remember there was a time I had an argument with someone on this. I said, this Black Stars is for Ghanaians. So if Ghanaians are not happy and you keep doing the same thing, we are doing the same thing. We changed coach. We went to Cameroon, disaster. We disappointed big time. We came. I remember even at the point, Parliament have to tell us that if we don't sack him, Milo, they will come and sack him for us. We changed Otoado, Chris Hughton, back and forth. Now we didn't even, we come to, the next tournament was Cote d'Ivoire. We didn't qualify out of the group stage again. Now we just couldn't qualify for AFCON. And somebody will say that, what is happening? We need to change something. We
need to change something. And it appears that the only change we have seen in the Black Stars technical team has to do with the assistant coach, Loman. He's the only person who has seen, who has been removed. An assistant coach, someone said, that is the only person who, if you want to put it bluntly, has been punished for the Black Stars' inability to qualify for the AFCON. An assistant coach, not the head coach. Now, you are a former member of the Executive Council of the Ghana Football Association. The GFA Comms Director, Henry Asante-Chum, indicated that Otoado presented his report. In there, he raised many reasons why the team performed poorly. He cited injuries and a few other things. I mean, just give us a little insight into what happens at the Executive Council when they meet the coach after a tournament, just so we can get a little sense of what went into the decision to retain and even appoint these individuals.
What happens there, I won't say anything about it because I'm no more there, but I can tell you, I was not surprised he said some ESCO members were not in support of we maintaining Otoado. If the same person was there and we have a toxic environment, now that we are even forgetting about that. We had the president doing a very big mistake by going to speak to them and putting it in the media. and the words that he used on the players at that time. In football, when the player is playing, when he's on the field, that adrenaline level, that's instincts inside. It is not the coach who can bring it out. The coach will push him before the game and maybe at halftime. But when he is on the pitch, something must push him to go extra. Let me give you an example. When Asamoah Gyan scored against Algeria, in that with that malaria goal, do you know what he told me? He said, Sammy, I said to myself that I'm going to die. How many times would this current boys say that they are going to die? Because now a captain is given to Kudus. He comes back, they say it's not ready and it should go back to Jordan. And Thomas, and they say Thomas is this. Brother, this is dangerous. The kind of harmony we need at this time that we are going to the World Cup, coupled with the results Niger coming to look at the motivation, look at their body language.
So you think the inclusion of a psychologist in this team is timely, isn't it? Because at the moment it does appear that the motivation of the players, the mood, even the enthusiasm to play for the Black Stars appears to be down. And the GFA, in their wisdom, have decided to appoint a psychologist, one who, just looking at his profile, he's done an extensive work with the Belgian FA and, you know, did so much work to help a lot of their teams in Belgium as far as their psychology is concerned, and, you know, even saw it translated in their performance on the field.
How many days is the psychologist going to be with the players? How many days? Because they are if they were in the tournament, the World Cup, there you see that they will have enough time. Because I know, I've seen the way they operate sometimes. At dawn, at early morning, you talk to them, they have a way they do it. But ask yourself, the boys will come how many days from their clubs? So what I'm saying is, we should look at, I remember when, I wasn't surprised former President Kwesi Nkrumah said that the problem is leadership and management. The problem with the Black Stars is leadership and management. And if leadership and management, we have one person that I equalize well, Dr. Randiabi. I work with him at under 20. We brought the African Cup. I think the best we've done so far, Kurt has done so far when Dr. Randiabi was in Mauritania. The way he helped, he led us, the way he managed, the way he was a team player and all that. Somebody will ask, will he get the same hands to operate this time? At the same time, this one is the Black Stars. The man also has a big hurdle of handling the cocoa board as a CEO. You get where I'm coming from. So when it comes to that problem, I'm not okay. I don't think that problem is solved because we've changed coaches and added psychologists and analysts and all those things. And this is the performance. We are going down. We've set record.
You think these appointments are not going to do much as far as Black Stars performance is concerned?
I don't think it will do much. If they're able to do much, then God bless Ghana. Because at the end of the day, when we go to the World Cup, everybody will be happy. But practically, how many games do we have? And look at the performance we've been having. And the environment in the Black Stars camp. I'm telling you this. I have been there. I've been there several times. You know it. Because of my relationship with Asamoah Gyan. I see. And sometimes the players have to play for themselves. They don't even care. You remember how we did it against Nigeria? The players fought. It wasn't tactical. It wasn't too much of quality of players. Where we defeated Nigeria to qualify to the World Cup.
Yeah.
We needed something. It was that something that we needed. Are we going to get it again? That is a big problem. So, to me, I don't see much because, well, but who am I?
For the best.
Who am I? But what I can say is that handling the Black Stars is handling Ghanaians. You are handling the entire nation. Even when you have under 17 and those things, you can be spared. But Black Stars, the emotions and feelings of Black Stars is not easy. And especially going to the World Cup, which is going to be hosted in USA and Mexico and Canada. That every Ghanaian wants to go. Me, if we qualify, I will be there. If we don't qualify, I'll be there. But ask yourself, those people who think it's an opportunity for them to be there. So it's dangerous. I don't see...
You're not fully convinced about the technical team and its ability to, impact the Black Stars' performance? That's a man who's worked with Asamoah Gyan. He's a former manager of Asamoah Gyan. He's currently the president of Young Apostles. He's a former member of the GFA Executive Council. So he knows the ins and outs of Ghana football, and seems to be speaking from some level of authority over there. But the Ghana Football Association are confident that these changes and these additions are going to go a long way to help the Black Stars improve their performance. Well, let's just switch away from the Black Stars briefly, because I understand you have a big project also coming up, next month or somewhere this first quarter of the year. Talk to us about it. What do you have?
Okay, over the weekend we went to Baglo. Here is the border town. We went to we commission a borehole project. I'm the president of Manchester United Supporters Club in Ghana, and so we contributed, and then we asked for corporate support. And once again, I have to thank Honeysuckle Pub and Restaurant for their support. They donated the highest amount of money for us to help us complete the borehole project in Baglo. And guess what? Baglo is the hometown, is the place where Honorable Sports Minister, the designate, Kofi Adams comes from. And I was so surprised because I saw him on Thursday. I was talking to him. I never knew I was going to his constituency. And if you look at the feedback we've gotten so far, the people walking downstream, water all the time. You have to walk downstream to go and fetch before you go to school, before they go to work and all that. So, and the frustration. And so thank God we have been able to do that. And we are believing that very soon we are going to do one in Central region. And then in March, 6 March, the holidays, we want to do a cleanup at the beach and also fun games and some fun at the beach to also help our nation, because football is a global product. It's an universal product. Our biggest target is to bring Man United to Ghana to play House of Folk and Asante Kotoko. And gradually we'll get there. Yeah, gradually we'll get there.
We'll see. It's going to be a wonderful time if that does happen. But let me just tell you about a FIFA workshop that is underway. Just started today is the FIFA Financial Governance Workshop. Well, it's been on break for some 5 years now, and the workshop has started here in Accra. And it's a training that's been done for all English-speaking federations on the continent, with a hope that they will get the best as far as expertise in financial governance in football is concerned. Lawrence Bedu, my colleague, was there at the opening ceremony today and has more in this report.
The FIFA Finance Governance Workshop makes a return for the first time in 5 years. The workshop is being held for English-speaking member associations on the continent with the aim of improving financial governance in football. At the opening ceremony on Wednesday, January 29, FIFA's head of financial governance program, Christopher Supiga, says he expects the training to have a positive impact on respective member associations.
At the end of this training, these member associations should be entitled to learn a lot about different topics, such as how to prevent conflict of interests, what kind of measures they should put in place in order to select different providers under the procurement procedures. We will share a lot of best practices, so we have elaborated a financial governance guide which contains a lot of material for member associations to learn and then to implement in the relative member association in the country.
For the Ghana Football Association, this is the first time they are hosting the program. General Secretary Prosper Arison Adu believes the success of the association was key to being handed the privilege to host the workshop.
It is extremely beneficial for us to host the FIFA Financial Governance Workshop in Accra. I think that we are happy about the opportunity to host our fellow member associations in Ghana. That said, it shows that FIFA is in sync with us and they believe we can host. Because in choosing the host, they take the opportunity to look at the way you have been managing your FA, because if we were not managing the FA well, FIFA would not give us this opportunity. So I think that we are excited to have this workshop here in Accra and to have our colleagues coming over.
The 3-day event is scheduled to end on Friday, January 31.
Well, let's turn attention to the Ghana Premier League now, where Midiama have appointed former Ghana international Ibrahim Tanko as head coach. Well, he replaces Ivan Sadote, technical director, who was standing in following the exit of their manager. Now, the Takwa Bay side announced the hiring of the former Ghana international on a 2.5-year deal in a statement that was issued earlier today. Well, Tanko joins the club after announcing an exit from Accra Lions last week following a 3-year relationship. Well, that's all we have for you tonight on Prime Sport. Thank you very much for your company.